going to go over the AirFit F40 by ResMed today. And kind of before we get into it, make sure to like and subscribe, just because we do add content fairly often here. So you can kind of see new machines, new masks that are coming out. But I'm going to go over fitting and adjustments of the ResMed F40. So one of the things you can do to make it easier to put on and off is you just squeeze here. This is going to pull off, and you can leave that aside, leave it in the tube. And then I always grab back here as I'm putting it on. I always tell people on these under the nose full faces where it's just bumping up against your nose to put your nose on it like a shelf. Don't dig your nose in. A lot of times people who aren't used to the under the nose full face mask will kind of dig their nose in. But you want your nose to fit right in between the two sides, so sit right down in the valley. And then this is going to pull down. These have magnets on it, so it's going to get close, and it almost, you'll notice it pulls right in to the mask. And then you want to adjust all 4 adjustments on this mask, the bottom and the top, so the mask goes in very evenly. So I'm going to tighten the top a little bit, tighten the bottom a little bit. Now, one thing that I found about this mask is if you do over tighten it, it's a very soft mask, which makes it very comfortable, but it can fold up on the inside and can cause leaks if you do over tighten. And so you add here. One thing is, if you are getting leaks in the middle of your therapy, you can push this mask in a little bit to get rid of the leak, and then just take the slack out of the straps, both sides, and a little on the top as you're doing that, just to tighten it just enough to get rid of the leak. And then, of course, to get out of it, you just pop it off like that. So we're going to go over maintenance of the masks, and there's some ways to make this a little bit faster. So typically, the standard is, in the recommendation on there, is to clean these cushions and everything daily. I know for a lot of people that can be a little taxing. You don't want to wake up 2 hours earlier just to clean all your maintenance. So they do make things like CPAP wipes here. You can see this is kind of my company's CPAP wipe. Pops up. You can also use baby wipes. Baby wipes are a great way. Baby wipes are a less expensive CPAP wipe. But make sure you're getting the baby wipes with not a lot of additives in it, no softeners, no perfumes. And then a quick wipe down, inside and out of the mask. This gets most of the oil off of the mask, and that's what you want to get. So typically what I'll tell my patients is, if they don't want to take the whole thing apart every day, wipe that down, and then once a week, give the whole thing a bath in warm soapy water. So dish soap is fantastic. It's going to pull most of the oil off of it. Leave this tube attached, disconnect it from your CPAP tubing and clean that separately. But you can wash the whole thing, and then you can hang this up to dry. And you can leave the headgear on here, because you want to get the oil out of the headgear, and the warm soapy water will help that as well. Next thing we'll go over is disassembly and reassembly of the F40. It's a very, very simple mask. There's really 4 parts to it. So as far as disassembling, you can squeeze here, as I had kind of alluded to before. And then the cushion comes out of the frame here. This just peels off. You'll notice there's a couple of small tabs here that just kind of go into the frame, and you just pull those out. They're fairly soft and kind of a gummy feel to them. And then you can take the headgear off here and pull it out. As far as cleaning goes, I kind of leave that there just so you don't have to readjust it, and then wash the frame separately from these 2 pieces if you are washing them. But it goes back together very, very simple. Just pushing these tabs up through the frame. And then again, just connecting that piece there. Now, there is one other small piece that's not really designed to come out. It's part of the cushion, and when you get a new cushion, it is in there, but this piece, it may occasionally come out. You'll notice that's where the exhalation ports are, and there's a diffuser on there. So if it ever does come out, just stretch the cushion over it. Get it around that circle there. And then, of course, putting it back into the frame as I had kind of shown before. So very simple, very easy to use.